From the Eastern Cape to the Northwest, where community leaders, fathers, young men, families and horse riders are set to publicly pledge their commitment to taking accountability and action against gender-based violence and femicide in Ganyesa, near Vryburg in the Northwest. Stakeholders are gathered in an initiative that seeks to highlight the plight of GBVF and particularly in rural areas. The event seeks to shine the spotlight on this important advocacy campaign aimed at raising awareness and promoting community responsibility. Let's go now to Lebohang Pebe, who is reporting live for us from that area in Ganyesa. Good afternoon to you, Lebohang. So it's an interesting event, horse riding, but with an initiative and a bigger cause in mind. Tell me a bit more about the plans that they have and how exactly they plan to use this event of horse riding to raise the issue of gender-based violence and femicide.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you and the viewers at home. Now, as you have correctly indicated, that they will be shining a spotlight on issues of gender-based violence as well as femicide in rural areas of the Northwest province. Now we are coming to you live from Ganyesa in a unique show of solidarity. Riders are busy now preparing how to hit the streets in order to send a strong message and also taking a stance against the gender-based violence and femicide. Now, as the event is still getting up, we spoke to residents on the sidelines of the event who also has indicated that they are standing in solidarity with this event as it will highlight the scourge of violence in rural areas, in particular here in the Northwest province. Some said that they have also, as horse riders, lost one of theirs as a result of gender-based violence, and they have found many challenges in terms of reporting such cases, which also goes undocumented here in the Northwest province, particularly in the rural areas of Ganyesa. But as there are different stakeholders here, rural men and boys so be supporting this event, we will just invite and speak to one of the stakeholders or partners of this event, Kalami Foundation, to hear their role in this event. Thank you very much for joining us and welcome to SABC News. Kindly take us through your partnership with an event of this nature.
Thank you so much, Lebo. I would like to greet the viewers at home. We are here as Kalami Foundation. Foundation is a women and youth-led organization. We focus on LGBTQIA+ communities, more in rural areas and small towns. We were invited by Mompati Horse Ride for Change to come in solidarity with them because we're trying to raise awareness and ability in rural areas and small towns. Challenges that we face as the queer community is that many of the cases of violence are going undocumented. We experienced a case where a transgender identifying was unalived here close to Ganyesa, but as we were going through the social media posts and just the community's perspective, they were focusing more on her gender identity and her sexual orientation than the fact that a life has been taken. So we want to come and stand with the local men who belong to rural areas and just have a conversation to hear what measures are they going to put in place so that our community does not endure such crimes. We are here to also show that we are very intentional about voicing out issues that are in rural areas that affect lesbian women, that affect transgender women, because we feel like when it comes to gender-based violence, how it is packaged as a woman issue. We respect that greatly and we do understand the statistics, but we want to remind the society at large and the country at large that gender-based violence is a human issue. It does not exclude when it comes to gender or sexual orientation. And in rural areas and small towns, there's a lot of cultural and traditional barriers that make us become the center of attention in terms of the lives that we are living. We want to urge local men, young men and boys, say we need to look at life differently. It might not be you today, but it can be your sister tomorrow who identifies differently. And as a community, we need to understand that gender-based violence is something that has been given a lot of attention, a lot of visibility and awareness. It shouldn't just be the focus on 16 days of activism. We need to make sure that we go to deep rural areas, that we are not familiar with. We need to make sure that on those deep rural areas, we sensitize the community, the traditional leaders, the government, the private sector to pledge resources so that we can make those particular communities aware, because what we've also realized is that in rural communities, gender-based violence seems to be a norm. It is very hard for them to identify that they're either facing gender-based violence as a victim or the neighboring person is experiencing gender-based violence because of traditional norms and the traditional regulations that govern us as rural people. So we are standing intentionally. We want to show visibility, we want to show awareness, and we want to show up for any LGBTQIA+ person that is living in a rural area and they feel like they never get the platform to be seen or to be heard.
As you can see behind me as I move out of the shot, the horse riders are busy here preparing and making sure that they will be gearing up their activity. They have chosen this kind of activity, as I have highlighted earlier on, that due to the fact that one of the horse riders also has lost their life. The cases here in Ganyesa, but it is worth noting also some of the issues that have been raised by some of the residents here, that some of the cases that they've been reporting, some of them they go undocumented, and they believe that through this initiative they're going to shine the spotlight on issues of GBV and femicide.
All right, thank you for that, Lebohang Pebe. Out in Ganyesa, in near Vryburg in the northwest. Apologies for the quality of the picture there. It was breaking up quite a bit in the sound. But I think we pushed through and we were able to get the essence of what that important story is, and a unique approach to raising awareness around those issues. And by the way, among some of what Lebohang will tell you about a bit later on is a young rider known as Texas Cowboy. I think he's 16 years old and will be part of that initiative out in Ganyesa in the northwest.